everyone! Isang maagam na araw sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our unapologetic take on anything science, technology, and innovation from within and beyond in the hopes of amplifying the underrated narratives of the Filipino innovators. So I am your resident TJ, hindi yan tender juicy ha. That's Tech Jock Gem, the manyakang OA voice talent ng Laguna. Mula dito sa DOST Tapi, I Invent Studio, kami ay pasyensya na. And this is the pilot episode of the new podcast of I Invent where we put our very own innovators into the spotlight. Dahil dito sa amin ay lahat posible. So this 2025, muling magpa-participate ang Philippines sa 50th International Exhibition of Inventions sa Geneva, Switzerland. Ito yung world's largest event devoted exclusively sa inventions. And to talk more about our inventions, tandaan niyo ba nung COVID pandemic na nahirapan ang lahat na magpa-check up or mag-set ng appointment with doctors sa mga hospital dahil sa dami ng health protocols na nangyari. So because of this, naging trending lalo ang paggamit ng mga online platforms kung saan pwedeng magpakonsulta ang mga outpatients sa medical professionals at the comfort of their own homes. And with that being said, ang makakasama natin today ay isa sa mga pioneers sa telemedicine. So, siya rin ang magiging delegate ng Pilipinas para sa International Exhibition of Inventions Geneva, assisted by DOST Tapi through the Expanded Venture Financing Program, na ito ang founder, CEO, and CTO ng CioDoc Corp, which is a telemedicine platform established in 2018 that aims to provide Filipinos easier access to medical consultation. Alright, again, let's welcome Mr. Noel Del Castillo. Hello, sir.
Hi, Jem. Thank you.
So, kumusta naman po kayo today?
I am good. Doing fine.
So, ano po ba yung mga ganap niyo po today? Anong nangyari po?
Well, marami tayong activities today. Kanina, mga photoshoot tayo. Tapos, but yeah, very productive yung masasabi ko for today.
Kamusta naman po yung photoshoot?
Saya, kasi hindi ako sanay sa mga ganun eh. But, this is very important for DOST Tapi, for our company CioDoc, and also for the event natin sa Geneva.
Game na game naman po kayo, sir, dun sa mga posting na dinirect ko sa inyo.
Yes, I hope sana. Pasado na tayo.
Pero ano naman, pinakita po ba sa inyo yung mga pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Sabi nga ng photographer, okay daw yung angles ko eh.
For a first timer, okay na.
Oh, first timer.
Before going here, syempre nakatanggap po kayo ng email from our program manager po about the possible participation po sa Geneva. So ano po ba yung naramdaman niyo po nung natanggap niyo yun?
Syempre noong una parang I was surprised, but at the same time I was honored din to be invited as one of the Philippine delegates to represent the mga inventors, Filipino inventors sa Geneva. So siyempre, excited din, di ba? Kasi Switzerland, so parang, di pa ako nakapunta doon. But at the same time, proud din ako na parang to represent our country.
Meron po ba kayong ibang mga parang discussion na naganap habang pinag-iisipan niyo po kung sasali po kayo sa Geneva or hindi?
Well, nung una, inisip lang namin kung ano yung mga magagandang mga product presentations na pwede namin gawin sa Geneva. Kasi sayang din yung opportunity na yun eh. Ang goal namin sa convention na yan is to attract investors sa company namin, to attract partners, and to attract mga customers din. Kasi ang technology naman, hindi naman siya bounded lang sa Philippines eh. We can also expand it globally. Pinaghahanda namin yung mga ganong presentations para naman makita rin natin yung galing nating mga Pilipino.
So meron na po ba kayong mga nakakausap before sa Europe or sa mga countries?
Yes. Well, during the pandemic, then after the pandemic, nagkaroon din talaga kami ng mga opportunities to work with mga Filipinos around the world. Kasi they asking for medical consultation sa mga parents sila here in the Philippines. May times din na nagko-consult sila from the US or from Europe, tapos ang mga doctors sila nandito. Tapos nagkakaroon din kami opportunity na may mga doctors din from US, UK na who wants to enter the Philippine market and provides more advanced medical services. Yun yung mga opportunities na parang we're currently working on. At the same time, we've been dealing with foreign partners din in terms of kailangan kasing isolve yung interoperability sa healthcare. So may mga opportunities na we've been working with people who are involved sa HS7 Fire Yun yung mga standards na ginagamit namin for interoperability. So, yun, karamihan nasa US and Europe sila.
Paano po kayo, sir, nakikipag-connect sa kanila? Meron po ba kayong mga networks or like friend of a friend, mga ganyan po?
Yes, ano siya actually part ako ng UPC Lab community. So, UPC Lab is a community na nileled ni Doc Alvin Marcelo. It's connected with an Australian company, si Cyro. And then sila yung nagko-connect with foreign partners. Ano sila Google, sila 8box, sila Health Samurai. So, yung mga yun, they really want to help solve yung mga healthcare problems here in the Philippines. And being one of the partners of that community, so nagkaroon ako ng opportunity to really discuss ano yung mga innovations na pwede namin gawin together.
So nakikita na po talaga nila yung mga challenges
Yes.
na meron dito sa Pilipinas.
Yes, definitely. Kasi iwan pa tayo sa healthcare innovations eh. So, but again, a good thing is since yung mga technologies naman na implement na yan sa ibang bansa, so there's opportunity also to implement it here to make it better.
Ngayon, medyo tumalo na po tayo sa foreign, no? Sa
Yeah.
foreign na investors. Pero gusto po namin malaman, paano po ba kayo nagsimula? What pushed you to start this CEO?
To be honest, hindi talaga siya na-plan ever since. But when we were starting our business, nag-start kasi kami having a software development company called Prague Technologies. And nagkaroon kami ng opportunities to work with foreign clients. And may mga clients kami na are based in Silicon Valley. And we built mga healthcare software sa kanila. So nagkaroon kami experience on developing HIPAA-compliant softwares. So because of that experience, na-realize namin na we also want to build a healthcare product na focus sa Philippine market. And during that time, telemedicine is still is not part of the norm. And basically, if you want to consult with a doctor, di ba, walang appointment eh. So, pupunta ka lang sa hospital. And ganun yung na-experience namin. I mean, as a father with kids na pagka pinapadala namin sila sa mga check-up sa mga doctors, di ba, kailangan, may experience naghihintay talaga kami mga 2 hours, mga ganun. Hindi namin sure kung nandun yung doctor. So, nagkaroon ako ng drive na to solve the problem. And because of that, parang doon na simula si CEO Doc. And yun, nag-start kami 2018. Nung din-develop na namin yung system, karoon ng telemedicine, nagkaroon ng pandemic. So, di ba? So, nagkaroon kami ng opportunity to really help eh. Kasi marami talaga mga doctors noong time na yun na wala na silang way to consult with their patients. Ganoon din sa mga patients. So, yun. And then, tuloy-tuloy na.
Actually, sir, na-experience ko na rin po yun sa consultations. Kasi, kanyari, pumunta ako sa hospital kasi ang hirap actually tignan dun sa mga website nila.
Yeah.
Kung sino pa talaga yung available lang. Kasi may ibang mga doctors din naman na pumupunta kahit hindi dun sa schedule nila.
Yes.
So, tapos syempre, parang wala din namang profile nila.
Yes.
So, gets naman po yung kung saan po kayo nanggagaling. So, enough about dito po sa ating, sa kung paano po kayo nagsimula. Medyo, may pakulo lang po kami dito sa podcast na to. So, for our first segment, ito po yung tinatawag natin sa aming pagsasaliksik. So, ito po yung tinatawag din nilang answering the web's most common searches. So, alright sir, are you ready po ba? Kasi walang atraso na po to.
Sige, kaya yan.
Ito po sir, yung board. Okay, so for the first most common web search, see you doc. Sige po, kayo po ang magsabi.
Legit. Of course, syempre, legit talaga si Doc. Kasi kami, legal entity, at the same time, being partner with DOH, DOST, with other hospitals, wala nang question about our credibility. Before you become a partner with the government, di ba? Marami talagang mga screening validations na ginagawa. At the same time, may mga compliance din with data privacy. So, yung mga yun, may kaming certificate with those data privacy compliance. At the same time, kapag nagamit mo si CEO Doc at na nakapag-consult ka, and then na-receive mo yung prescription mo, na nakita mo na maayos yung experience mo kasi nagagamit mo talaga yung app. Tapos from the doctor side naman, from their end, nandun lahat ng tools na kailangan nila to provide their services. Nandun yung, pati yung EMR nandun na, pati yung payment system nandun na. And then at the same time sa mga hospitals, nakikita nila yung kanilang disbursements ng payments, yung kanilang payouts. Yung mga yun, mga hospitals, they've been with us more than 2 years na rin. So, tuloy-tuloy. So, walang question. Legit talaga kami.
Okay po. Pero sir, ano po ba yung usual feedback ng mga patients po sa CUDOC?
Well, marami talagang natutuwa sa CUDOC. Karamihan din ng mga patients namin, ito yung mga nag-a-avail ng mga free healthcare services. And the reason why nakakapag-avail sila ng free healthcare services, may mga partner kami na public hospital. And sila, nagpo-provide sila ng free healthcare services. And from a normal Filipino na nahihirapan i-avail yun. Kasi usually sa public hospital, para makapag-consulta sa mga doctors, di ba, mahirap eh. Di mo alam paano, tapos pipila ka na mahaba. And doon sa CUDOC, may triage system, may appointment. So alam mo ano schedule mo, and then online pa siya, so telemed. So we can do it kahit sa bahay. So na-experience talaga nila. Yun, nakakatuwa rin na pagka may mga times na nare-refer yung CUDOC sa mga ibang mga kapamilya nila. Nagbibigay sila ng magandang feedback sa mga doctors din. And then yung mga doctors, minsan hinahanap pa nila, nasaan yung doctor na ganito? Sabihin namin sa doctor, or doc, gawa ka na ng private clinic mo para mahanap ka ng mga patients mo. So, doon nagkakaroon ng positive experience.
So actually, hindi lang pala siya, hindi lang sila nagko-connect as patient and doctor talaga. So meron pa din nabubuong relationship among them po.
Yes. At the same time, di lang sa between the doctor and patients, pati na rin sa hospital. Yun din yung kakaiba sa amin. System talaga namin. Binuilt namin siya na pwedeng yung mga hospital, they can promote their services. Then they can also build a relationship with their patients. And they can monitor yung feedback ng patients. They can also monitor yung kanilang satisfaction. So, at the same time, nako-connect na rin lahat ng other services sila. Like, yung doctor, nag-consulta siya sa patient, and then yung patient, gusto niyang mag-avail ng laboratory. And then, i-refer na lang ng doctor yung laboratory service ng hospital. So, within the hospital, nagkakaroon sila ng parang, tinatawag namin siyang care plan. So, tuloy-tuloy yung care program, in a way. So, parang nakikita talaga na gagaling ka talaga.
Okay, so, yun ha. So, CUDOC is legit. So, next naman po ay?
CUDOC login.
So, yan, isa daw yan sa mga most searches. Paano daw po ba mag-login sa CUDOC?
Okay. Well, madali lang. Punta ka lang sa website namin sa CUDOC, and then may register na link yun. You can also download our mobile app. And then, inihingi lang namin, simple lang, yung first name mo, last name, yung birthday, yung sex, at saka email address. Kasi kailangan namin ng email address para kasi nandun yung mga email notifications for online account. And yun lang. Then once at the same time, syempre, kailangan mo rin ng password. So, once na-set mo na rin password mo, meron ka ng CUDOC account.
Okay. So, mga ilang minutes po ba?
Ay, wala pang minute. No? Di ba? Seconds lang yan. Di ba? Mabilis lang.
May verification po siya, no?
May email verifications, pero hindi siya yung something na magbablock dun sa experience mo. So, you can do that after nung actual experience na ginagawa mo.
Unlike yung others na pagka login mo, pupunta ka pa sa email, then after ilang minutes pa,
Oo nga
ka makabalik, ganyan. So, okay, so mabilis lang naman
Mabilis
pala.
lang.
Mabilis lang mag-login sa CUDOC. So, kung kailangan nyo mag-login, yun, dire-direction mo lang.
Yes.
Okay, so next naman po,
CUDOC issues.
ayan, so ito rin yung isa sa mga web searches po. So, meron po bang mga issues?
Yeah, I mean, hindi naman lahat perfect, di ba? So, I think may mga issues din kami na encounter pag most of the time, like for example, yung mga doctor, hindi sila nakapag-attend ng mga appointments nila. And may times din kasi, especially din sa mga partners namin in the government, pagka inassign kasi nila yung patient sa isang doctor, and then yung doctor na yun, may appointment na siya, tapos biglang nagkaroon ng some kind of emergency, o diba? Or some kind of event na napopostpone, or minsan hindi sila nakaka-attend ng mga ganong appointment. But since try namin i-solve yun, so I mean, yung aming journey naman talaga is we don't expect it to be easy. May mga ways kami to help solve that. That's why parang sa appointment namin, we have the capability to reschedule. So sa mga ganong scenarios, kung merong nurse na nagmo-monitor ng appointment ng doktor, tapos alam niya na aalis yung doktor, so pwede niyang reschedule yung mga patients niya, di ba? So at least yung mga patients na aware sila na reschedule yung kanilang appointment. Or just in case hindi talaga pwede si doctor, pwede naman niyang i-cancel. Yun lang. May mga times lang talaga na wala rin kasi kaming control sa operations ng hospital. And yun yung challenge na parang we also try to train our partners on how to maximize and use technology in a way that ganda yung maging experience din ng mga patients nila. But the good thing is we have chat support na a customer success team. Kasi kami lang din yung system na pag may concerns yung patient, they can always chat with us. And then we can reply to that. And then just in case wala na kami sa office, mayroon kaming AI na who can respond to certain questions. So, yung mga ganun, those are the things that we try to bridge the gaps in some kinds of issues.
Okay. So, meron naman sa ngayon na mga actions to address the issues and manage kung ano man yung mga possible risks nitong mga issues.
Tsaka meron kaming bug tracking system. So, just in case may mga technical issues na na-encounter, nare-receive namin yan sa system namin. Tapos, yung dev team namin, they monitor it and then we put it into our pipeline to fix it. Tapos, pag na-deploy namin, may mga releases din kami, mga product releases, na ito yung mga bug fixes na ginawa namin. So, yung mga ganun, at least, aware kami, tapos naayos din namin.
Gano'n po kabilis yung ganyang bug tracking?
Instant yun eh. Kasi once magkaroon ng certain issues, nag-trigger agad yun sa aming bug monitoring system. Kinidiscuss namin yun on a particular sprint ng development namin. And then, depende kung sobrang critical, then we have to fix it within 2 days. Pag hindi naman, minor bug siya. So, usually within a week.
Pwede po ba kayong mag-share?
Oo naman. Share namin yung mga ganun techniques.
Yung pinaka-critical, kung pwede po ba yun?
Yeah. Pwede naman. Like, meron kaming isang patient na nagbayad ng credit card. Kaso yung isang situation doon is yung partner namin doon sa payment gateway, which is Sendit, may mga kailangan lang ayusin sa settings nila. So we are already collaborating that with our partners. And then, hopefully within the day, maayos na siya. So ganun yung mga setup na mga concerns. Pero yung mga ganun, we are always informing the patients and the doctors na don't worry kasi na-track namin yan and then once na-fix na, everything will be alright.
So usually po sa mga payment na nangyayari mga bugs or...
Yun lang, first time lang yun. Kasi hindi naman usually sa payment. Usually, mga video calls na pagka, let's say, biglang nawala ng internet yung patient. Pero minsan maayos naman yung system. Nagkakataon lang na pagka nag-login back sila na yung ina-expect nilang yung, let's say, yung same, nandun pa yung doctor, minsan wala na. Yung mga ganun. Parang we try to communicate, pero hindi siya part ng system na issue talaga. So, yun lang yung mga concerns lang na, yun yung mga, parang we try to study, we try to figure out ano yung best parang permanent solution. So, in such a way na ang masasabi ko is during the pandemic and until now, marami kami natutunan talaga ng pandemic. Kaya ang dami naming binago at inayos sa system namin. Kaya nung nag-release kami ng bagong version, we call it version 4, which is na-release lang namin noong 2024. Doon namin na-solve. Actually, maraming issues before mga 2020 to 2023, ang mga common issues nun was like, let's say for example, ang style kasi namin before was like, if you book an appointment with the doctor, kailangan mo nang bayaran yung fee nila. So, sabihin natin, 500 pesos. And then, pagka kinancel ng doctor yung kanyang appointment for other reasons, then, pwede naman niyang i-refund, but yung pag-refund niya, meron na siyang parang fee na charge kasi dumating na sa payment gateway. So, sinolve namin yun. So, gumawa kami ng paraan talaga na hindi dapat ganun mangyari. So, ngayon, dun sa bagong product na namin na nirelease namin last year, di na siya ganun. Kumbaga, magbabayad ka lang pagka in-approve na ni doctor yung appointment. At the same time, just in case in-approve nga ni doctor yung appointment tapos hindi talaga siya pwede, pagka ni-refund mo, makuha mo yung buong pera tapos instant pa siya.
Okay, so kasi usually, di ba, yung mga tao takot din po na magbayad agad. Kaya lalo na kung online, tapos mag-input ng mga, ng card details.
Yes.
So, at least nasolusyonan na po yan. Kapag po ba yung mga patient ay nag-input na agad ng card details, Mas mare-record po ba yun sa system?
So, sa system namin, di namin siya nare-record yung credit card. So, dun pumapasok yung partner namin, which is si Sendit. Sila yung payment gateway na ginagamit namin. So pagka in-enter mo yung credit card, nakastore yun sa Sendit, which is sila yung may security and protecting that card information. Tapos, binibigyan lang nila kami ng token para magamit lang namin yung credit card na yun sa mga purchases na gagawin mo. And ang good thing about our system is that, and for you to have that safety, every time na gagamitin mo siya, lagi kaming may OTP. Aware ka na hindi siya magagamit ng kahit sino. Kasi yung OTP, yun yung talagang assurance na ikaw lang ang makaka-receive, ikaw lang nagamit.
Safe and secure ang paggamit ng telemedicine platform.
Yes.
And now, down to the last web search. Ayan.
Siyodok POC.
So, ito, isa po sa mga nakita po namin.
Si POC kasi si Philippine Orthopedic Center. So marami talagang patient si POC. So sila talaga isa sa mga partners namin na maraming patients. And ang kagandahan doon is kung gusto mo magpakonsulta sa kanila, gamit ang Siyodok, pwede ka magpakonsulta. But unfortunately, medyo na-cut na kasi yung contract namin sa kanila eh. Kaya ngayon, yung mga patients na naghahanap pa rin sa POC, sinasabi namin na we're still working to extend the contract. And we're still positive naman na tutuloy pa nila. Kasi yung experience talaga ng patients, masaya talaga. Kumbaga, yung convenience of being able to access free healthcare services sa mga orthopedic doctors ng POC. Makikita mo talaga ang daming mga positive feedback na nakukuha.
Okay po. So, pero ano naman po, namamanage nyo naman po yung mga complaints ng mga dating patient ng POC?
Yeah, I mean,
Siyodok.
si POC, yung ginawa talaga namin sa Siyodok, basically appointment system with telemedicine. Pero si POC, since ang dami nilang patient volume, kailangan namin gawin din yung triage system and referral system. Doon din naging convenient for POC to use our system kasi na-triage na nila lahat ng mga patients, then na-assign nila sa particular clinic with the doctor. Tapos pagka hindi available yung doctor, they can always refer it to an available doctor. So yung mga ganong cases na hindi consistent, yung mga doctor schedule, they can always refer them to other doctors. And within that, natatrack nila lahat ng referrals. Tapos once available na yung doctor at yung mga patients nila, dati kasi may mga patients na parang 2 months yung appointment nila, imagine mo. So, ngayon, hindi na walang ganun. Parang pag may appointment ka, pwedeng next day may appointment na eh. So, ganun ka bilis. But again, kasi sabi nila wala daw silang budget to continue our contract. So, that's something na parang we're currently working on with them.
Okay. So, pero ano naman po, positive naman po kayo na makipag-partner, collaborate pa rin po sa kanila?
Yes, definitely. At the same time, pati sa mga other public hospitals.
Alin po ba, sir, ang masasabi niyo pong natulungan niyo po na public hospital bukod po sa POC?
Amang Rodriguez. Kasi nung pandemic, si Amang Rodriguez ginamit talaga nila si Siyodok for the orthopedic department. Sorry, not orthopedic, sa OB-GYN department. So, ang dami ng mga nanay nagkokonsulta gamit Siyodok for mga prenatal consultations nila. Pati yung mga doctors, masaya sila sa experience Sayang nga kasi yung natapos yung contract namin sa kanila, maraming naghahanap. Nasaan na si Amang Rodriguez? Yun na, wala naman kami control kung babaguhin talaga yung system ng hospital. But yun yung mga items na we try to communicate and work with our partners.
Actually, di ba usually naman po, yung mga prenatal check-up, usually, mga ayaw gawin ng mga mothers kasi masyadong expensive, tapos pero di nila nakikita agad yung value nun sa pagdadala ng bata. So, through Siyodok po, parang mas nainganyo po silang
Yes. Tsaka kasi may may sense of privacy rin Kasi, di ba, you can do it in your house, in your home. At the same time, may convenience din na alam mo na mayroon kang schedule and then alam mo na within the schedule, makakausap mo yung doctor mo online, which is a video call experience. And then, pagka kailangan mo pupunta ng hospital, kasi si Siyodok naman, hindi lang talaga siya telemedicine. Pwede rin naman siyang gamitin as appointment system for face-to-face or laboratory or diagnostic services So, ang ganda nun is, after ng telemed consultation mo, pwede kang pumunta sa hospital, isa-schedule lang ng doctor na, sige, punta ka na ng ganitong date, And then ito yung ating face-to-face schedule. And then before that, meron ka nang dali mo na yung mga lab results kung kailangan. And then mas organized. Kumbaga hindi yung parang hindi mo alam kung mangyayari na pupunta ka sa hospital, bahala na. Walang hindi ganyan. So yung sinusolve natin.
Question lang po, yung kapag po ba sa mga online consultations, nare-record po ba ito?
Not really the video recording. So we don't record that. Nire-record yung mga diagnosis, yung mga appointment request, yung prescriptions, and then ito lahat to within the account ng hospital. Tapos, pagka share na nila sa patients, magiging part na siya ng electronic health record ng pasyente. So, yung pasyente, makikita niya yung lahat ng mga naging appointment niya, mga lahat ng naging prescription niya. Tapos at the same time, pagka may Sudoc account ka kasi, pwede kang mag-add ng as many profiles as you want. So, pwede may isama yung pamilya mo, or kaibigan mo, gusto mo. Pero, basta makikita mo lahat ng mga records nila, mga manage mo. O sige, ito yung mga services na kailangan natin ibigay sa kanila.
Okay. So, ganun lang talaga kadali gamitin yung app or yung browser mode po, no?
Yeah, pwede kayo sa website or pwede kayong download ng mobile app.
If you were given the chance to go back in time, to 2018, what could you have done differently if with Sudoc?
When we started Sudoc kasi, we know na this is going to be an R&D experience. So if there's something that I would change, definitely, hindi ko na kailangan daanan yung ganung painful experience of building may mga products na may mga bugs. Gusto ko yung product na yun, mas advanced na, ganun. But, again, that's really part of the journey and then wala naman akong regrets in experiencing those learning experience. But yeah, I guess to answer your questions, mas advanced agad yung product namin sa 2018.
Ang next segment natin ay Sabi Nila. So for this segment naman, we are going to talk about the beliefs on innovation and telemedicine. So general statements ito and bibigyan po kayo ng placards. So kapag agree po kayo, raise nyo lang yung yes or yung no.
Okay.
Okay, so we have here 5 statements. Okay, so, sir, ready na po kayo?
Yeah, sige.
So, wala po ito masyadong explanation. So,
okay.
Kung ano man po yung sagot nyo, dun tayo.
Sure.
Okay, so first is, innovation isn't for everyone.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sige, pa-explain ba natin si sir? Sige, sir. Kahit ano lang. Maikli lang. Bakit po? Why is it for everyone?
I mean, kasi hindi naman lahat ng you cannot really build a perfect product for everyone. So when you build a product, you're trying to solve a problem for a market, but at the same time, yung market na yun, ma-realize mo hindi talaga para sa lahat. Reality check lang din na parang, yes, ang maganda sa innovation is it is being applied dun sa market, ginagamit siya, but not everyone will be happy. So, syempre, makikita mo naman yan sa mga app stores or play stores, diba? May mga positive and negative reviews. So, yun lang yung tingin ko na parang you created something na trying to solve a problem, but that problem can solve it to some people, but doesn't mean that solves to other people. So, yun.
Okay, so yun, reality check.
Yes.
So, next statement po, startup founders stay away from bank financing mechanisms.
Yes.
Yes. Sabi ko, hindi ko tatanungin sa sa'yo kung bakit ganun yung sagot niya. Pero, sige, medyo curious lang.
Kasi sa bank financing, mayroon kasi lang collateral na hingin, di ba? So, sa startup kasi, wala ka naman talagang collateral na mabibigay unless yung IP, which is ito yung ginagawa sa DOST-TABI. Tayo yung first IP financing. Maraming tatanungin din ng bank regarding sa EBITDA. Sa bank kasi ang treatment nila ng business is pare-pareho lang . Iba kasi sa startup na business which is a startup business. Meron kang mini-measure na market size, meron kang mini-measure na scale na hindi naman din masyadong naintindihan pa ng mga banks. So, kaya hindi rin naging common for startups to get bank financing.
Okay, next statement po ay, the role of telemedicine is to replace face-to-face healthcare.
No.
Okay. Sige, sir. Kahit one sentence lang.
Hindi ata kaya na mag-sentence.
Sige, sir. Bakit po na?
Well, iba pa rin ang face-to-face consult. So, it's very important na magkaroon ka pa rin ng physical interaction with the doctor kasi the doctor will still be able to determine your conditions via physical diagnosis. So, for me, telemedicine is really an add-on to healthcare service na it doesn't replace the face-to-face, but it provides more or better experience for both the doctor and the patient. So, imagine in certain scenarios na ang first check-up mo with the doctor is face-to-face, tapos binigyan ka niya ng prescription, and then the next follow-up check-up is online, and then sa online, at least minomonitor lang ni doctor yung prescription mo, yung conditions mo, na hindi na kailangan ng physical encounter. I think doon ang effective ang telemedicine. Pwede rin sa mga scenarios na muuna mo na sa telemedicine. Kumbaga gusto lang maintindihan ng doctor ano ba yung condition ng patients based on sa historical or sa conversation nila. And then kapag hindi pa siya sure doon sa kanyang diagnosis, pwede niyang schedule yung patient for a face-to-face consult na pwede niyang sabihin sa patient na, sige, pwede bang gawin mo muna tong certain lab request. And then, once ready ka na sa lab request, schedule natin yung next face-to-face mo para ma-determine pa natin yung conditions para for better diagnosis. And then, it will enhance yung kanilang experience, both with the doctor and with the patients.
Kasi iba pa rin po talaga na chine-check ka pa yung stethoscope chine-check yung breathing mo, ganyan. Although yun, madali po yung booking ng appointment sa online. Parang mas gusto ko nung nakakausap ko face-to-face yung doktor.
Kaya nga, may mga times din sa mga doctors na parang tingin nila telemedicine is something na they don't need kasi feeling nila na face-to-face pa rin ang tamang way of doing consultation. Kumbaga, we try to explain to them na you can still use telemedicine as an add-on service. Hindi naman kasi lahat ng consultations can be done via face-to-face. Pwede naman, some of them can be online para convenient, di ba? Both doctor and patients.
Opo, tsaka kasi parang nakikita ko po dyan na sasolusyonan yung administrative task. Kasi usually, ang sobrang daming time na nati-take up yung paggawa pa lang ng mga admin tasks.
Yeah.
So, with an online platform like that, na-organize agad lahat ng information and mas madali yung retrieval.
Yeah.
May ibang hospitals pa rin po na physical copies pa rin, di ba? Yung pag-input nila ng information about the patient.
Challenge namin to help solve that problem sa mga hospitals, pati sa mga doctors.
Okay, so next statement naman, telemedicine is not cost-effective.
No.
Okay, so bakit, sir? Bakit cost-effective ang telemedicine?
Siyempre, iwas ka sa traffic, di mo na kailangan mag-travel. Number one yun kasi pagka face-to-face, siyempre may travel cost yun, may time cost din yun. Siyempre yung time mo, may value rin yun may monetary value din. So for example, you're working and then kailangan magpakonsulta sa doctor and kailangan mo pa mag-leave para lang magpakonsulta, di ba? So sayang leave mo, pwede naman online na lang, di ba? Marami talagang value na bibigay ng telemedicine and definitely it will save cost.
Kasi nga, time is of the essence.
Yes.
Kasi ako nga po, nung last time na nagpa-check up ako, pinushback ko yun ng sobrang tagal. Kasi nga, wala akong time.
Yes.
Wala akong time, tas ang layo, tas kailangan ko pang mag-travel.
Yes. Di ba?
So, gets the point po. And then, last statement, Philippines is not ready for telemedicine.
No.
Okay, so, sige sir, next week.
I think because of the pandemic, nakita naman natin na telemedicine is effective in the Philippines. We're not the only player naman in this industry. Marami rin mga other players. And sa nakikita ko, marami talagang nag-i-invest in this opportunity. Challenges lang talaga is basically, it takes time for adoption. But the technology, the market is ready. It's just that we cannot really force the medical providers, the doctors, to act quickly. But there are people who are looking this as an opportunity for their business to grow. I mean, sabi nga namin sa CEO Doc, we help medical providers increase their revenue, increase their patient satisfaction, and increase the productivity of their people. And I think many healthcare businesses will go into this opportunity and grab the ang ina-address din kasi namin, we help hospitals provide a telemedicine service. Dati kasi telemedicine is just between doctor and patient lang. In CODoc, the hospital can also own the service and then the doctor will provide the service and then they can also gain revenue sharing on that sense. And I think that will help grow the business. Eventually, universal healthcare will be implemented that will subsidize and make it free or make it more affordable. And we're happy to be part of that engagement with DOH and PhilHealth. But I think to answer the question, yes, the Philippines is ready for telemedicine.
Pwede po kayo mag-share ng konting engagement with PhilHealth para lang din po sa mga listeners.
Sure.
Para rin maging aware po sila.
Si PhilHealth, this is, again, with collaboration with UPC Lab. There's this law, Universal Healthcare Law. Ang mandate na is to make healthcare services affordable to Filipinos and make it free. And in order to do that, dapat merong mechanism to pay the healthcare providers. And that's where PhilHealth comes in. Now, primary care healthcare services kasi, ang requirement kasi universal is primary care muna, which is ito yung mga GPs, yung mga general practitioners, and then specialists. So, in terms of subsidizing the whole healthcare service, mayroon siyang steps. And then the step one, the primary care, this is where telemedicine really comes in. For a consultation, pwedeng telemed muna. And then pag kailangan mo ng ma-refer sa isang specialist, pwedeng makakuha doon sa system yan, magkakaroon ka ng referral. So that's why PhilHealth is developing a system called the NHDR or the National Health Data Repository, wherein the healthcare platforms like CODoc can be integrated to NHDR. Yung mga referrals and mga PhilHealth claims will be connected to NHDR, and then yung mga claims, let's say for example, si LGU Marikina, meron siyang mga services na pinoprovide sa citizens nila. And then, itong mga services na to, babayaran siya ni PhilHealth. But in order for them to pay, kailangan makuha mo na nila yung data. So, they will be able to push the data using CODoc. And then, si PhilHealth will now provide that claim so that the entity, the healthcare provider, will get the payment from PhilHealth.
Smooth po ba yung pagko-collaborate niyo po with PhilHealth?
Sa ngayon, kasi kailan ba yung last? Siguro mga 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, nandun kami sa isang event. It's a digital interoperability bootcamp. So, nandun si PhilHealth, nandun si DOH. Okay yung ganong event. Nagkakaroon kami ng parang collaborative event with them. Nandun din yung mostly mga matin sa kanila, mga tech people din naman. Marami silang ginagawa, the usual. So, kumbaga, dun lang yung mga certain scenarios na nagkakaroon kami ng opportunity to really collaborate with them. And sabi nila, they will be able to release the NHDR soon. So, we're just hoping na ma-release yun. Kasi meron na kaming napag-uusapan naman yun yung plans for that. I guess we wait and see na lang tayo.
Soon daw po ba?
We'll see. Basta sabi lang sa akin this year.
Okay.
This year.
This year, ano pa lang naman? First quarter pa lang
First quarter pa naman. So, we'll see.
Okay, so yun lang naman, sir, yung mga statements natin sa Sabi Nila segment.
Yeah.
But with all your yeses and your nos, ano nga ba po yung ginagawa ng CODoc para po ma-ensure na yung Filipinos, yung mga patients, yung general public, they have the right information po about innovation in telemedicine?
We have mga articles that we post to help educate then both the patients, the doctors, and the hospitals in terms of ano yung mga innovations na ginagawa namin. Like for example, when we look at the ecosystem kasi, ang common reklamo rin ng mga patients that are availing this telemedicine service is yung refund. May mga cases na nag-book sila ng consultation, nagbayad na sila, hindi naman umaten yung doctor, tapos pagdating sa refund, wala na, nahirapan na. We provide information how we are able to solve it and how it's going to be easy for them to have that assurance na yung kanilang time and payment will be secured. Ang goal naman talaga doon is to have that positive healthcare experience with the doctor. So we have those information. At the same time, may mga concerns din yung mga hospitals, like how are they going to capitalize yung kanilang mga doctors to help promote their services, at the same time to basically increase their revenue. Kasi Struggling din isa talaga yung mga private hospitals. May mga, alam naman natin yung mga issues with PhilHealth, with the delay payments. But at the same time, yung sa mga paid services, they're not able to use kasi yung mga digital marketing, very common na in other businesses. In order to do that, kailangan nila ng functional website. Sabi mo kanina, may mga website ng mga hospitals na visit mo, hindi naman functional, hindi updated. Actually, we provide that. Ang inyong kagandahan ng CUDoc na pagka na-set up na yung account nila, as a hospital, na onboard na namin lahat ng doctors sila, nalagay na yung services nila, may kasama pa silang website. So yung patients nila, pupunta na lang sa website nila, makakapag-search sila ng doctor nila, makakapili sila ng service, they can book an appointment with the service or doctor na gusto nila. Functional na siya, ma-receive yun ng tao nila, ng staff nila, and then mapaprocess sila yung appointment, and then the patients will get a notification, and then kapag telemed yun, edi yung doctor, hindi na kailangan pumunta ng hospital, pwedeng nandun lang siya sa bahay niya, and then the patient will get the online consultation. And then once na tapos na yung consultation, the doctor now can provide the diagnosis, and then pwede niyang gawa ng service request ngayon yung patients para yung buong care plan ng patient within the hospital na. And meron kaming dashboard na monitor nila lahat yun. Yung ganong progress from triaging, appointment, to encounter, and then makikita nila yung positive experience, no? Yung positive feedback, yung mga feedback ba ng patients. So they can also improve their services.
Kasi importante lang po talaga sa mga patients na pag nakita nila online, dapat updated yung info ngayon and accurate. Kasi ang hirap kapag tumawag ka, tapos biglang hindi naman pala gumagana yung, yung contact information.
Sabi mo nga, di ba? Minsan pag tumawag ka sa hospital, diba, wala naman sumasagot. Ayun, yung mga times, doon kami talaga nakatulong kasi yung team namin, pagka in-onboard kasi talaga namin yung mga doctors, we get their contact information. So, we can communicate then with them. But hindi lang sa kanila, pati yung mga staff nila.
May mga ibang chatbot pa nga na dire-diretso siya na settings or yung mga choices, options. Biglang pupunta ako, pabalik dun sa general medicine. Pero gusto ko na sana ng yung mas specific na, saan ba ako pupunta?
Yeah. Actually, yun yung magagandaan sa AI namin. Pag sinabi mo na, meron bang available na doctor na pedia ngayong araw na to, magre-respond yun na, available na si Doc Lea. This time, ito yung schedule niya. Meron siyang clinic sa Metro Antipolo, kunwari. So yun. So pwede mo agad malaman, okay. At least, pag nakita mo na yung schedule niya, nag-book ka na ng appointment, makaka-receive ka na rin ng response.
Kasi experience ko rin sa mga private hospital, may mga sarili-sariling secretary or assistant. So, kukunin mo pa yung number nun, tapos saka ka pa lang makakapag-book ng appointment.
Marami ring challenges din yung mga hospitals and doctors din. In those cases lang, kasi may mga times yung wala silang nurse, wala silang staff. Kasi basically, wala silang ma-hire noong time na yun. Or meron, pero nagkakaroon ng breach of trust ba? Sabihin natin na nanakawan sila in terms of the payments. Tapos minsan yung kanilang patients na re-refer sa ibang doctor na patients na bat nila. Yung mga ganun. So may mga human factors na involved na pwede naman siyang ma-avoid kung let's say you have a system that is already integrated and transparent na hindi talaga mangyayaring ganung scenarios.
Napag-usapan din po natin kung ano bang ginagawa ng CUDoc about that. Pero ano po ba yung specific feature ng CUDoc na you are most proud of? So, one feature lang po.
One feature, ang dami kasi. Pero siguro, aside, siyempre may telemedicine kami, which is very common na sa mga other platforms na rin. Pinaka-very proud of talaga ako is yung aming auto payouts. Yung auto payouts kasi namin, again, ang goal kasi namin to really help our medical healthcare providers to increase their revenues, di ba? Meron siyang capability na after ng encounter mo sa patient, so for example, ikaw yung doctor, ako yung patient, nagkonsulta tayo. After mo ng encounter na yun, pagka na-set up na natin yung payout channel mo, tsaka yung auto payout settings natin, as a doctor kasi pwede mong set doon na ang payout channel mo sa e-wallet account, sabihin natin sa GCash, di ba? Or sabihin natin, bank account or BPI account, di ba? Yun yung sinetup mo. Tapos sinetup mo rin sa hospital mo, sabihin natin, bank account din. So sa auto payout namin, kaya namin yung split. Sabihin natin, sa hospital, ang commission nila is 10%. 90% magpupunta sa doctor. 1,000 pesos na lang yung consultation fee. So yung 900 pesos, marireceive agad ng doctor yon sa kanyang GCash account. Tapos yung 100 pesos, marireceive agad ng hospital yon sa kanilang bank account. So yun, automated yun, instant yun. And kami palang gumagawa nun. Kaya yun yung something na I can be proud of.
Very proud. Di na nagkakaroon ng pahirapan sa pag-split.
Yes.
Mag-move naman tayo sa next segment natin, which is sa madaling salita. So for this segment naman po ay meron tayong photos na ipapakita sa inyo. Mag-share ka lang po ng 2 to 3 words kung ano ba yung unang papasok sa isip pag nakita niyo po yun.
Oh.
So yung pictures na to ay related kay Sir in one way or another. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga pictures. Para medyo may surprise.
Sige.
May element of surprise. Ikaw po mamimili ng picture dito sa akin. Okay, so, ito po. First picture ay Philippine Competitiveness Innovation Index. So, ano po ba yung unang pumapasok sa isip niyo?
Unang nakita ko dito yung up arrow natin na color green. So, ibig sabihin, growing economy tayo. So, maraming opportunities. And I think this is a great time for our country to really build our technology, to really build our businesses and capture that growth market.
Kasi business-minded pa rin. While innovating, business-minded.
Yes.
Okay, so next photo. Sige. Okay.
Ito.
Okay, so yan. So, ano naman po ang masasabi niyo pag nakita niyo si DOST Secretary
Solido? Dalawbeses ko na siya na-meet. Well, isa dun sa Lunduyan. At the same time, isa kami sa mga CNCCAT na present ng nila Secretary Solidum. So, mabait na very... Kumaga, syempre sa una, parang isipin mo, parang nakakayang kausapin o i-approach. But again, very approachable si Secretary Solidum.
Sige sir, meron ka ng mabait, approachable, last word.
At saka, I think ang isa pang word na masasabi ko kay Secretary is meron siyang faith sa Filipino innovators. Naniniwala talaga siya na Filipino scientists, innovators, inventors can help build our country up.
Okay. Sige po. Next picture. Sige po.
Ano kaya? Ito na lang.
Ayan. So, ito naman po ay national scientist po, si Dr. Dolores Ramirez. Naging Vogue, ano po siya?
Wow. Wow. I mean, syempre, as a national scientist, part of this Vogue magazine, syempre, something na nakakatuwa, nakaka-proud. A Filipino scientist can be featured in one of these famous magazines. So I guess for me, word is more inspired.
Inspired.
Yeah.
Sige po. Sir, gusto niyo po bang maging cover ng magazine? Susunod na.
Kung pwede.
Sige, tingnan natin, sir.
Tingnan natin.
Kasi, parang very comfy ka naman po kanina sa mga photoshoot.
Nga natitrain nyo na ako
Sige, sir, next time po ulit.
Next time ulit.
Now, balik muna ulit tayo sa seryosong discussion.
Sige.
So, first po ay, sir, how do you see Doc shaping the future of Filipino healthcare?
Step by step. Ang isa sa mga first milestone talaga namin is to help our medical partners in adopting these new technologies. Kasi even though you develop very advanced technologies, you really still have to adopt din sa ano ba yung current workflow ng mga hospitals, ano yung current workflow ng mga doctors, pati na rin yung mga LGUs, yung mga healthcare provider network. So, isa sa mga first step talaga is to create workflows that is adaptable for the current medical practice in the Philippines. Second is incorporate AI. Kasi since we've been using AI na, and AI is already a very thriving and promising technology. We want to use AI in a such a way that it will help the patient finding the right doctor. It will also help the doctor transcribing their medical records. It will help the nurse or the secretary in terms of managing their appointments. It will help the businesses to set up their AI agents para sa kanilang mga administrative tasks. But it will not replace yung mga healthcare providers natin in terms of providing healthcare services. Kasi ganun yung parang concerns na parang AI will replace the people who will provide the healthcare services. Kasi di ba, may mga nakikita tayong mga movies na gano'n na yung setup eh.
Yung mga robots na
robots na yung doctor. I think iba pa rin ang human factor na someone who really take care of you, who understands you emotionally. And I think AI is here that we can use to really be more productive, be more efficient in terms of our business operations. And lastly, the goal really is to interconnect the systems, interoperability. Even though that we are a business, we have our own system, we also have competitors in this industry. I think the winners will be the ones who will collaborate in the industry, will win together. Kasi it's all about providing the best healthcare experience naman sa patient. I think everybody who's into this industry has to have that same mindset pa rin na what we're doing here is to make healthcare experience better.
Ano po masasabi niyo dun sa mga patient na hindi pa rin po open sa AI, sa mga ganitong platform?
I think the AI should be behind the scenes na it doesn't have to be obvious naman sa patient. I think for the patient's perspective, as long as they are able to have someone who will take care of their health, kasi iba pa rin yung experience na yung alam mong may sakit ka, tapos kailangan mong bumili ng gamot, and then di mo alam anong gamot yung bibilin mo, so kailangan mong pakonsulta sa doktor. And then the AI will help you find the right doctor, and then that doctor is available kasi yun lang yung availability na kailangan mo. I think if you're going to incorporate all of that small experiences into one bigger healthcare experience na magkaroon ka ng initial consultation, at the same time, nagkaroon ka rin ng follow-up consultations na check ng doctor yung effectiveness ng gamot and then gumaling ka. So I think overall, importante lang talaga sa patient is naging convenient yung kanyang healthcare recovery.
Tsaka kapag may ganyang kind of access kasi to healthcare, mas maengganyo yung mga tao na magpa-consult muna bago. Kasi syempre, isa sa mga public health problems natin ngayon pa rin ay yung antimicrobial resistance. Kasi
may mga ganun.
Yung mga tao, basta lang bumibili ng gamot, pag lang may nararamdaman agad sila. So, with access to healthcare, with ease of access nitong healthcare, nitong telemedicine platform, maengganyo yung mga tao na consult muna bago tayo uminom ng mga gamot.
Yeah, very common yan. Like, minsan sa ChatGPT or AI, kung ano yung sinabi ni AI, yun na yun, di ba? Hindi naman ganun. Kailangan pa rin ng doktor na natitingin sa'yo.
May question lang po ako about aspiring startups and innovators. So, what advice can you offer them?
Well, it's very important na yung mga startup entrepreneurs to focus on solving their problem. Ano yung problem na they're really trying to solve? And they have to measure yung milestone nila in terms of solving that problem and try to avoid pressure as much as possible. When I say pressure, sometimes kasi, di ba, may mga financial commitments din tayo sa family natin, sa careers natin. So, it's very important to have that work-life balance. Hindi masasacrifice yung family experience mo. In terms of financial pressure, try to build something on your own. If you can bootstrap and invest on your own business muna before asking for other investor. That will help you avoid pressure. Kasi startup is a entrepreneurial journey, is a challenging journey, it's a difficult one. So if you're going to add pressure on terms of the financial side, mahirapan yung mga entrepreneurs. In my end, parang the way I solved this, I was able to fundraise our company to our own money. Even though na nagkakaroon kami ng mga failed milestone, we use that experience to improve our product and solve the problems. And until na naging stable na siya, nag-grow na kami.
Okay, so yun, avoid pressure.
Avoid pressure.
Paano po yun, sir? Paano pag hindi talaga na-avoid?
And then manage pressure, di ba? Manage your pressure.
Manage pressure.
Yeah.
Medyo mahaba-haba na yung discussion natin with Sir Noel. Napasarap na yung kwentuhan natin. Meron tayong pahabol na pakulo. Ito niya to? Ay, ito ba to? So, ito ang ating questions from mga Miss Universe, Miss International. Medyo may tayo, kasiyahan tayo dito. So, sir, Sige, meron ka namang freedom kung alin at ilan ang gusto niyo sagutan.
Hindi ako nakapag-practice sa pang-universe question.
Gusto ano lang po, dapat 30 seconds.
Ganun. English ba dapat to?
Kahit ano, sir.
Kahit ano?
First question. Innovators continue innovating over time. What is one thing about being an innovator that you do not want to be changed and why?
Marami kasing mga distractions sa being an innovator. I think for me is trying to be out of focus. Ano ba yung goal? And that is something na I really want to keep na you have to be goal-oriented. You have to have some kind of vision na this is where you want to be in certain time.
Okay, sir.
Dami. Pala. 30 seconds na pala.
Ayun, so, okay, sir.
So, focus yun.
So, focus. Huwag mag... Okay,
Huwag wala
sir.
yung focus.
Gusto niyo po ba? Gusto niyo pa po, sir?
Sige, Emmy, ikaw.
Sige po. Bunot po tayo.
Ito.
Okay. Ano kaya to? Ayun! What makes you blush?
Nako. Pagka nakikita kong masaya ang asawa ko.
Sir, nandito po ba?
Siyempre, di ba? Kasi siyempre, yan yung aking supporter talaga sa business. May times din na challenge niya ako. So, pagka napabilib ko siya, masaya na ako.
Pero sir, di ba kasama niyo po si Ma'am Vanessa sa CEO to?
Yes, so business partner kami. So, ang maganda doon is, siya yung CFO ko kasi finance expert siya, ako yung tech. So, maganda yung aming collaboration.
So, business partner na nga, life partner pa.
Yeah.
Eh di sana all. Okay, sige sir, last question na. Sige.
Sige, last one.
Para naman, di ba, tatlo?
Yan.
Okay, last question ay, what is more important, being liked or being respected and why?
Being respected. Siyempre, everybody wants a respect, di ba? I think, gusto ko pa rin na when I get respected because I deserve that recognition.
He wants to be respected because he deserves it.
Yeah.
So, ayan sir, sana nakatulong tong pagsasagot niyo po ng mga pageant questions sa iyong pag-participate sa international event. Kasi ang alam ko po ay maraming mga tanong din yung mga judges doon. So, yung mabilisan po tayo.
Yeah, sige.
Siyempre, tuturuan natin si sir ng ating steps ng pasensya. So, sir, ganito lang ha. So, pasensya na, pero kami, pasensya na. So, yun, sir. Okay? Gets mo ba?
Pasensya na, pero kami, pasensya na. Kaya, game.
Okay, so saan tayo titingin? Dito na lang, sir, sa gitna. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go.
Pasensya na, pero kami, pasensya na.
Okay, so, sige sir, plug nyo naman po yung See You Doc.
So sa mga viewers natin na nakikinig, so kung gusto nyo makapagkonsulta sa doktor, pwede lang kayo pumunta sa website namin sa www.seeyoudoc.com or download our mobile app. Doon makikita nyo mga doctors na partner ng See You Doc. And then sa mga doctor or hospital na naghahanap ng system na to provide their telemedicine services, See You Doc can help you increase your revenues, increase the productivity of your operations, at the same time, increase the patient satisfaction.
Alright, thank you po, sir.
Thank you.
And good luck at ingat po sa trip niyo to Geneva.
Yes, salamat. Thank you.
Bye, guys!
Bye-bye.